3.5 million victims of Biafran genocide and 150,000 victims of Rwandan genocide, the insensitivity of Nigeria and Igbo leaders. Ipob press release. It has been brought to our attention that the usual suspects are at it once again in their bid to undermine the collective will of all patriotic and genuine children of Biafra to honor those that died for us and 3.5 million victims of the second largest holocaust in modern history. Rather than anger, we feel pity for these collections of desperados who through their hatred for freedom and historical ignorance are canvassing that 12 hours of buying and selling is more important than honoring the brave men and women that fought that they may live. It is the height of ingratitude, treachery and exhibition of crass ignorance that those who claim to be educated in this day and age do not understand the significance nor appreciate the symbolism of honoring those unjustly killed. That Nnia, Nwodo, Ohaneze and Umahi have come out yet again to lead the effort to discredit and dishonor the spirit of 3.5 million victims of genocide is inexcusable to say the least. To equate the momentous and solemn remembrance of 3.5 million victims of genocide with 12 hours of economic activity is an unpardonable crime both before God and man. These Fulani slaves in Igbo and bore witness to the recent visit of Osinbajo, the Nigerian vice president, to Rwanda to remember the 150,000 victims of genocide. Why didn't Nnia, Nwodo's treacherous Ohaneze and the Fulani herdsman-loving Umahi issue a statement condemning Yemi Osinbajo for attending the memorial in Rwanda? What Nnia, Nwodo and Umahi is saying in essence is that 150,000 Rwandan genocide victims is more important than 3.5 million of their own people, Biafrans, slaughtered in similar circumstances between 1967 to 1970. Any leader worth his salt would canvass for Nigeria to understand the need to declare May 30th a national public holiday, but not these traitors. All they care about is their little competition to see who among them will win their coveted Best Fulani Slave in the Southeast and South-South Award 2019. Leaders who claim to be educated and whose education should have taught them the historic importance, symbolism and essence of remembering victims of an unjust war are the ones trying their desperate best to discourage their people from observing a day of prayers and reflection. Israel only a few days ago observed the annual Jewish Holocaust Memorial. This event has been running for over 70 years. Last year 2018 November 11th, world leaders attended the Armistice Day commemoration in Paris to remember those that fell in the First World War. This remembrance has been running for over 100 years. Britain, that created Nigeria, observed the same annual 11th minute of the 11th hour of the 11th month at the Cenotaph in London every year without fail. Only those with a history of colluding with the enemy like Ohaneze and Igbo governors can come out against honoring the memory of their own people. We know we live in an era of betrayal when mouthing nonsense against Ipob is considered a lucrative business because it attracts the attention of rock, which often leads to financial reward. All inconsequential mushroom groups in the name of Biafra or Igbo hoping to attract favors from rock by issuing anti-May 30th sit-at-home statements will have themselves to blame in the future. Every year they come up with their usual nonsense against our sit-at-home order, but in the end they start making comments in the hope of sharing in the glory of 100% compliance. These Nigeria by day and Biafra at night mushroom groups without presence or followership in Biafra land have failed in the past and will fail again because, as usual, there will be total compliance with the sit-at-home order come May 30th because Ipob is the people and the people is Ipob. Unscrupulous individuals, groups and politicians, particularly some Igbo governors and Ohaneze and Igbo, can rant all they like on the pages of newspapers. We Ipob must remember our fallen heroes and heroines who paid the ultimate price that our generation to be alive today. We're urging Biafrans, friends Biafra and lovers of freedom across the globe to heed this patriotic and candid call for Biafra freedom and ignore all traitors and caliphate slaves within. We Ipob must remain undeterred irrespective of the renewed sponsored media attacks, false propaganda, arrest and torture by the Nigerian government and her security operatives, supported by David Umahi of Ebonyi, Willie Obiano of Anambra, Akazikpizu of Abia and Nnia Nwodo Haynes and Igbo. In the end they will be held accountable for their actions because in the end Ipob always win. Comrade and a powerful media and publicity secretary for Ipob.